Oh, hang on. Oh. Just got like a giant ass thing of chips. There's too many chips. I apologize. Can I make an entire video about the fact that can I take an entire video to talk about the fact that I have started using chopsticks? I've started using chopsticks to eat Cheetos. Specifically Cheetos, which I'm not eating right now. Other chips are available. Not because I want to. The thought process there is that you don't want to get the Cheeto dust on your hands, which I think is completely fine. Live your life the way you want. Don't let people bully you into being normal. But it just doesn't really work as well with other chips. I mean, it can, but like, and honestly, I have these little mini bags that I just sort of pick up and just, I just chug chips. The problem with this is that genuinely, oh my god. Genuinely, I could literally be done with this in I am literally done with this in 2 seconds. This could be the entire video. Where I exclusively just talk about chopsticks. Jesus Christ. I did make some ramen, and so when I make ramen noodles, you know, I do it on the stovetop with a pot, and, you know, I use the flavor packet and everything and just throw in some extra ingredients. And usually I'll stir with like a spoon, because I typically eat my soups with a spoon. I don't know if that one's a super controversial one. And honestly, I could just have used the chopsticks to stir it up. I didn't because I forgot to bring them down. And they're also reusable. They're reusable chopsticks, so it's, you know. Sorry. Yeah, it's, other than that, oh yeah, sorry, so, chopsticks, I didn't have the chopsticks. So, what I did was I split the ramen noodle, brick into a half. Because, like, if I'm gonna try using chopsticks, I can't just break it up into a million pieces. That's not gonna work that well. I did have the sense to know that, right? So, yeah, so I did that, and, oh, sorry, so I split it into halves, and I used half of the ramen noodle brick to stir the thing. I think I put like some celery, some onions, some crushed garlic, maybe something else. But then I also, a little bit of pepper. But then I also used apple cider vinegar, which I've been trying to get. I've just been trying to use more of lately. Can I explain why? No, I just I don't know, it seems like an interesting flavor that I kind of will play around with. But you have to be extremely careful, because if you use too much, then holy fuck. It's a very overpowering thing. It wasn't bad, but it was just like, I mean, it's kind of thing where like, I don't want to have that much apple cider vinegar. You know? I am going to make the entire thing about chopsticks. The chopsticks... Oh, hang on, we gotta see. I gotta watch this play out. So yeah, it worked pretty well, except that, you know, I could get out chunks of celery, I could get out the noodles, and I was like, you know what, I'm not getting the broth. And then, you know, you just end your meal by slurping up all of the... You end your meal by slurping up all of your, all the good stuff. Which honestly wasn't terrible. But also it was, you know, super apple cider... strong apple cider vinegar taste, so... That's, you know, that is something to consider there, right? So what motherfucker decided to have them walk in a single file line? Does anybody learn anything about tactics? Good lord. Is there gonna be confrontation? God. You are now hydrated. By the blood of my enemies. I don't know, I hope I was shooting an ecliptic agent. Well, that was fun. Even if, Oh, you're not hostile to me, are you? Social diplomacy. Diplomacy. Hello, friend. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I can't interact. I can't socialize with the robot. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so chopsticks. One of the things I hadn't thought about with chopsticks is just think about this. Think about the complexity that goes into a chopstick, that goes into a knife, that goes into a fork, that goes into a fucking spoon. How the fuck? I mean, I know how people made spoons, because, like, I mean, I guess there's a couple of ways you could do it, right? But, like, and obviously people didn't figure out specialized tools to make spoons immediately. I mean, sure it didn't take, I mean, I'm sure it's not like, you have to have, like, a special curved blade that looks real funky. Which, I mean, like, that's not, like, a particularly new thing, I don't think, but... And a fork isn't, like, super, super complicated, but... But a chopstick, by comparison, is so goddamn simple. And it's just like one of these things with there's a balance between simplicity in design and simplicity in use, or simplicity in you know, like there's some, you know, a sort of contradictory thing of you can be simple in one way or you can be simple in another, and the opposing way is going to make things more complicated. Like the Makarov pistol, where like you have several components that are just, it's simple because it cuts down on how many components there are, but those components are having to serve multiple functions, and by way of doing that, they have to be more complex. They have to have more cuts to them. They have to have more, you know, higher tolerance, or not higher tolerance, but they have to have more, you know, specific angles, have more faces, interacting faces. You know? And like, and there's a lot of things to be said about that. I mean, like, if you could make a gun out of, well, okay. If you could, well, in the case of the chopsticks, I mean, all you need is just a couple of goddamn sticks. I guess in all fairness, though, you have to whittle them down, and if you can whittle down a chopstick, you could whittle down a fork, potentially even a spoon. A knife might be a little bit more complicated just because you preferably need a harder material than wood, but that's, I don't know, maybe there are wooden knives that exist, but who knows? Somebody knows. I don't. Till next time, have a good day, great day even. Chowskis.